I see what I chaps and chapettes, Game Chap and Bertie here.
Yes.
Yes, and I would say we have some exciting news here pertaining to the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Do we not, old chap?
We most certainly do. Very exciting news, and that is the full revealed roster for the upcoming 3DS game, and ultimately the Wii U as well, I should think.
That's right, Fideo's most exciting news. The entire roster of playable characters has been revealed thanks to the game's official launch in Japan today, you know.
That is correct, yes. Now, apparently, there are going to be a total of 49 characters playable. Now, that's the largest playable roster in the history of the Smash Bros. Series.
My goodness me, 49 total characters, fellows. There you are. And if you count the Mii's different variations, there's over 50. Now, that is, of course, as Bertie says, the largest amount we've ever seen in the Smash Bros. Series. Super Smash Bros. Brawl had in the 30s, and before that, it was in the 10s and 20s, respectively. But indeed, 49 characters is a huge amount, I dare say. Now, of course, the question on everyone's minds, Fideos, would indeed be who are the unlockable characters that we haven't yet heard anything about?
Most certainly. Now, there's 12 of these new characters. Now, you probably already know about the other characters, having watched our previous videos. But these are the new ones that has only just been revealed, and everyone's been wanting to know, well, who are they?
That's right, by great excitement, and of course we had some leaks in the past, a lot of uncertainty, but now we can say for sure we know what the roster is.
Most certainly. Now, character number 1, who is in, is Ness.
Ness! Yes, indeed, fans of Earthbound will be very pleased to see that the PK power using young lad, or chap in this case, will be returning. And of course, this will not come as a surprise to too many people because he's been a veteran in the game since the very first outing, Super Smash Bros. On the 64.
Most certainly. Now, what will his moves be? His final smash and everything. We don't know yet.
We can't say for sure, but we have a very good idea that these will probably be along the lines of what we've seen previously. For example, PK Starstorm as his final smash, PK-based attacks, PK Fire, very famous of course.
Oh, yes.
And indeed, I hope he's down taunts, you know, okay? That one, where he nods his head, you know?
Oh, yes,
He
yes.
has to have that. It's Ness after all.
Well, he could have.
And of course, his baseball bat has to go carrying when you hit people. You know, it goes psh, like that.
Yes.
I can't make the sound, but you
Yes,
know what
I
it
know.
sounds like, fellas.
Yes.
You know the one.
Yes.
That's Ness, of course. Who do we have next, old chap?
Right, next in the new lineup is Falco.
Falco, or Falco, depending on how you'll say it. Indeed, from the Star Fox series. Of course, he first entered the game in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and is a very popular character among pro circles. Indeed, he had many interesting techniques and moves in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and was a much better choice than Fox, but we'll have to wait and see whether Fox might reclaim his throne in Super Smash Bros. 4.
Well, he'll have a chance to go up against him now, won't he?
He will once more, of course, and indeed, Falco, of course, previously was quite cloney from Fox in Melee. He was changed to be more of a different character in Brawl, and we'll have to see whether or not he has any more unique distinguishing moves in Super Smash Bros. 4.
So that's Falco in at number 2. Number 3 on the list is Wario.
Can you do his voice, old chap?
Wario!
No, it's Wario. You know it's Wario.
That is Wario.
I'm gonna win. You know,
I'm not gonna win. That's it, yes.
Wario, of course, is once again quite a popular fan-favourite character. He was absolutely hilarious in Smash Bros. Brawl, I must say. His moveset quite absurd. Of course, he attacked with various things such as biting people, riding his motorbike, and of course, how could we forget, passing wind on them.
Ah, yes.
You know, and
yes.
if you charged his wind up enough, it would of course be a nuclear explosion of...
Oh, wonderful.
You know, it was really quite good, I must say. But anyway, Wario, of course, will be returning in his, foul self in Super Smash Bros. 4. And no doubt, of course, many people, again, very excited to see that veteran returning. He's quite a good chap, I think.
Well, so they bring him back, yes, indeed. So, number 4 on the list, we have Lucina.
Lucina, of course, indeed, the heroine from Fire Emblem Awakening. She caused quite a stir when she was first announced, although it has been confirmed that the blue-haired lady will be a direct clone of Marth, the only difference being, of course, in that her sword's attack power is concentrated throughout the sword instead of just being at the tip, like with Marth.
Aha, so she's a clone then?
She's a direct clone, but I dare say perhaps more suited to all-rounders and beginners, because of course she doesn't require on a tip air attack, as it's known, in order to deliver the maximum punch.
I see, Right, so number 5 on the new list.
It's like Christmas, old chap.
It is, yes. Dark Pit.
Dark Pit! Now, Vadeos, of course, Dark Pit is, of course, Pit's dark clone, as his name suggests, from Kid Icarus Uprising, and he was first teased in Palutena's reveal trailer, where at the very end, he gave a little sort of a cocky smile towards Palutena and indicated he might be in the game. Now, at this point, we don't yet know if Dark Pit's going to be a direct clone of Pit, i.e. with the same moveset, or perhaps he'll have his own entirely unique moveset, but Mr. Sakurai has previously said that if there's even a small difference in the moves between characters, then they get their own character slot, and he's chosen to make Dark Pit his own separate character as opposed to just a different colorway, so I think we could indeed be seeing some move variation here.
Maybe. Right, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the list. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario?
Dr. Mario is what they say.
Well, that's a very strange choice, fellows. Now, of course, Dr. Mario was cut from Super Smash Bros. Brawl because arguably he is, well, just a direct clone of Mario once again, except, of course, in Melee he threw his Mega Vitamin pills, you see, at opponents instead of fireballs. Although he was quite a bit slower than Mario, if I recall correctly, and perhaps a heavier hitter, so not exactly the same. Perhaps you could see him as a slightly more heavyweight version of the regular Mario plumbing experience, I say.
Most certainly. So these new characters, these are all unlockables, yes?
Yes, Dr. Mario, they're very much a surprise returning from Melee, and no doubt some fans of the old Doctor will be pleased to see him returning, although he may have heads being scratched in some circles.
Well, maybe. Now, number 7, I think.
Yes, 7.
Yes, number 7 is Rob.
Rob the Robot. Now,
Rob
of
the
course,
Robot.
yes, the classic NES accessory Rob. He was quite a powerful character in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, a surprise inclusion in Smash, and many people thought he might be cut, because of course he could be a one-hit wonder, but it seems Mr. Sakurai has deemed him suitably fan-favourite and worthy enough, so he'll be slinging those funny gyroscopic discs and firing laser beams at people once more.
Ah, yes, definitely, he most certainly will. Now, number 8 on the list, we have Ganondorf.
Ganondorf, that's right, fellows. Yes, one of my favourite characters from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I'm very glad to see he's coming back. He has a very, very powerful moveset, as you may recall, using incredibly powerful strikes like the famous Thunder Stomp, which can send people to their doom straight away, and of course his mighty Warlock Punch, which is actually even more powerful than the Falcon Punch, you know.
My word.
It is.
Ganondorf in. Didn't we call Ganondorf early in the game here?
We may have done it. He's, of course, a returning veteran from Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I dare say my favourite move, or one of my favourites of his, is, of course, his up tilt. Catch people off guard, and there's a massive explosion, you know. Very good, I say.
Oh, right. Number, where are we? 9.
Yes.
Yes, number 9. Mr. Game & Watch.
Mr. Game & Watch. Once again, a bit of a questionable character for inclusion there, fellows. Again, some people thought he might be cut from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but he has indeed fulfilled the criteria for a return. We saw him first, of course, in the Pac-Man trailer at the very end once more, so he was teased there. He really is a glass cannon, Mr. Game & Watch. Powerful strikes, but easy to KO, so if you're playing as him, you have to keep the pressure on and try to avoid your opponent's hits.
So, interesting character. Now, number 9, we have...
No, number 10, in fact.
Number 10?
Yes.
Number 10, Mr. Game & Watch was number 9. Number 10, we've got Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr., did you say that, old chap?
Yes.
My goodness me, fellows, Bowser Jr. is a completely new character and a real surprise. I dare say I did not expect Bowser Jr. at all, but indeed the son of Bowser shall be in the game, it seems. Now, if I'm not entirely mistaken, he may make use of the Koopa clown car.
Ah, yes, maybe. An interesting character, as you say, not expected. A lot of people will be surprised about him, I'm sure.
And yes, and another piece of news about Bowser Jr. is that although we don't yet know his moveset, we can say that his alternate colours may indeed be the Koopalings, so quite an interesting setup there.
Most certainly. Now, number 11 on the list, we've got the Duck Hunt Dog.
The what?
Yes, Duck Hunt Dog.
Are you serious, old chap?
Yeah, that's what it says, yes.
The Duck Hunt Dog?
Duck Hunt Dog.
Well, I think perhaps that's even more shocking than the Wii Fit Trainer, old chap. I don't think no one could have expected the Duck Hunt Dog. I mean, this does, of course, present quite an interesting new character to the roster.
What moves does the Duck Hunt Dog have?
I don't know.
He crouches behind things, he pops his head up.
He laughs at you, doesn't he?
He laughs.
Perhaps you can finally shoot the Duck Hunt Dog at last. I mean, that's glorious, I say. That alone is worth it.
Maybe he throws ducks at you.
Well, yes, I think his moveset must include
Maybe
ducks.
He's got the gun.
Yes, perhaps, old chap. He must have some duck-related moves in his moveset, because, of course, the dog himself, all he did was just fetch the dead ducks and give them to you, and laugh at you, of course.
Yes.
So I don't yet know what exactly he's going to do. He'll no doubt be a very interesting character.
He most certainly will. Interesting one to add there. Now, number 12 is Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff?
Yes.
Really? The 12th character there, fellows.
Yes, trying another Pokemon figure.
Another Pokemon. Now, of course, Jigglypuff, indeed, many people thought perhaps, again, she might be cut, but just like in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, she's poked her head in at the last moment, a returning veteran once again from the very first game, Super Smash Bros. On the N64. And indeed, I think we all know they couldn't have cut Jigglypuff. She's too classic, old chap.
Well, most certainly. So there you have it. The 12 new characters being added to the total 49 roster. What do you think of those new characters?
Of course, we've got those newcomers being added to already existing fan-favourite newcomers like Robin, Palutena, Shulk, Mega Man, Little Mac, Rosalina and others, and I dare say this is really looking to be the best Super Smash Bros. Game yet. I'm very excited, old chap.
Well, most certainly, yes, and we'll have to see what the people think about the new characters. I'm sure they like them, maybe they don't like some of them.
Well, indeed.
But we've got lots of others in there already, of course. We've got the Wii Fit Trainer, if you like that sort of thing, but of course Shulk,
yes.
Rosalina's in there, Sonic, Pit,
Bikini Suit Samus,
Bikini, yes, Jigglypuff, Charizard, Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
the stereo unit and
the stereo unit. What's that?
Player thing.
Yeah, okay, that's enough. Thank you, Bertie. All right.
I got confused. It's one of those games where you have to remember everything. I got lost.
We'll have more gameplay of Super Smash Bros. Coming soon, so stay tuned, I say. We look forward to seeing you once more in the next exciting idea. Show me your moves. Until then.